garden. So I'll do a video only because this it demonstrates one of the aggravating aspects of gardening around here, especially pocket gophers. Now these are onions, regular set onions, three different kinds. But you notice there's a big gap in this row. Pocket gopher. They will go right down the line, pulling each one down. So I've got to figure out, and there's no mounds. So he's tunneling in, I expect from the other side of the fence. There's some under there, there's a tunnel someplace. They're pretty clever if they don't ever, come to the surface, if they work from underneath. But you can see they just grab them, pull them down. They just disappear. It's kind of a Bugs Bunny and carrot deal. But I'll probe around, find a tunnel, and trap him. But that's why right in here I have planted a backup row of carrots. Because I've got other carrots, but I always know there is a possibility that pocket gopher, because they love to go down the row of carrots. They will. So I got to make sure I get rid of this one, figure out where his tunnel is, and get rid of him. But I've had them do that before, where they'll go right down the row of carrots, and they'll just be gone. But these I planted late, so they're just to the fernin stage, so they're a little tricky to weed yet. And the corn that's here is Indian corn. The multicolored stuff in two rows of the black, kind of blue stuff. And I got cucumbers I had to replant. Something went wrong with them. They started, and then I think it got too wet one time. We had some rain for a while, and it was too wet, I think, and it killed them. Lettuce, peas, beans, multiplier onions. Oh, and I've had pocket gophers go at them before, too. They're buggers. This is my other carrots. The ones that are coming along nicely that I fear for pocket gophers. These are Norland potatoes that I'm keeping. I have potatoes in the other garden, the large amount of potatoes, but this is my regular, normal eating potatoes that I start on early. And this is what I call my kitchen garden, kind of. These are the bunching onions, and they're coming good. They can be a trick. They can be hard to get going. Some years I have luck, some years I don't. They seem to be doing all right. This is radishes. That's kind of to the end of their life. They're getting a little too big. If they get too big, they'll get kind of woody. These are still edible, but I gotta really work at them. This is parsley, which I had a hell of a time with. But you can see, they're doing good, but they're really slow coming. So I was picking weeds out of here all the time. But I think there's a point now where they'll be managing pretty well. Here I'm planting another row of radishes because, and I'm going to be smart again, like I should be doing. And you plant a third of a row, then wait a week and plant another third, and then a week and plant another third, instead of this pounding them all in at once. It's tempting to always do that, but then, of course, you get overwhelmed with the radishes. And over there I have tomatoes. They're starting to peak above the cans now. Those are the heirloom Abe Lincoln. And the reason I have the cans around them is because when they're young, they're susceptible to cutworms. The cutworm will travel just under the surface and nip them right off. So I've got some spare ones over there. But they're good, just a good all-purpose tomato. Oh, and I got some chives on the other side of the rhubarb, which I should start canning rhubarb, which makes me think I'll have to pick up more sugar. And there is some oregano right past those cans there. That's a bit of a weed, though. I mean, oregano, she takes off. She gets going someplace, and you give it 10 years, and that whole path between the fences there is going to be full of oregano. I mean, that stuff, I think if you had that out in the pasture, she would just take over the pasture. But plant a third of a row of radishes. But these tomatoes, though they look small, they're a good solid tomato. And once they get a little bigger, then the cutworms won't bother them. But when they're small, cutworms find them delightful. And this is a row of chives, just a short row here, and they can be a bugger too. I mean, I planted them years ago, but I rototilled them up one time by accident, forgot they were there, So I had to kind of move stuff around, get them going again. But it's going good. The other garden is good, but the other garden is the viney stuff and a lot of potatoes and a lot of sweet corn. But this is the one I eat off of normally. It's what I call my kitchen garden. But it's been dry. We had a spell of rain, which I think is what killed them cucumbers. And then we hadn't had rain for quite a while. So I have been watering, hauling a tank of water from my water hole, 65 gallons at a time, and bring it up here. And that kind of keeps them alive, but need a good soak of rain. But I think we're going to have like a week of rain, which might be too much rain, but there's chances for quite a while. But things are looking good. I've been eating plenty of radishes, and then potatoes, they're about inch and a half, so I can start on them anytime. I usually wait until they blossom. But potato bugs haven't. And then what I do is I'll go and pull every other plant, work that way. That's why I plant these closer together, because I know I'm going to be eating out of them. Carrots are normally a battle, but these have got a good hold if I can get pocket goers out of them, because they have bugged this area before. And I think peas should be blossoming any time. But them onions, that's going to be a problem. I might actually have to pick up another package of set onions and plant them over there, away from the spot. They don't seem to bug the corn, but these carrots, when they get going, if that pocket gopher finds them, he will go right down the row. So I gotta search out his hole and relieve myself of him. They can be a real bugger though, once they catch on to a good spot. Like I say, this was just overnight. He just went down this row, picked them out. So in about 2-3 days, you have to start on another row if I don't get rid of him. So he's got to go.